Alright guys, welcome back to another reaction video. Today we are back with some more Miraculous Ladybug. After about 2 months, we are finally back with some more episodes. I, for one, am very excited, of course. And I know we're gonna get, another episode, I think, this week, as well as, a couple episodes during February. So, it looks like we got some episodes lined up. I'm pretty excited to see what they look like. We're getting close to the end, I feel like. I feel like after this bunch of episodes, it's just gonna be the finale, and then that's it. And then, after that, we just have to wait for Season 5, which we don't know when that's gonna come out. But yeah, we're getting near the end, and a lot of things are getting me pretty excited to see where this season ends. One of those things is something that we found out during Gabriel Aggress, which was the last episode, which was that Felix now knows who Gabriel is. He knows that Gabriel is Shadow Moth, and now Gabriel has some plan for Felix next time he comes around. So I'm excited to see where that's gonna come in. But on top of that, there's also the fact that the Senti Monster theory has strengthened, and not only strengthened, but spread, because now it seems like there's a chance that Felix is a Senti Monster, which if he is, I will say, even if I say some bad things about Miraculous Ladybug, there are some good things there, and the good things are very strong. Of course, right now it's just a theory, but it's a pretty strong theory, and I hope it is where this series is going. So yeah, Felix has become a pretty interesting character for me, and in this episode we're dealing with 2 Chat Noir, so there's a good chance that Felix might be in this episode. I don't really know that much about this episode. I saw a little bit of the promo, but then when it started getting crazy, I kind of exited out. But what I do know is Chat Noir, Adrien, is going to be giving the Miraculous back to Marinette, and this new Chat Noir is going to be showing up. And I mean, just what I got from his outfit so far, I like his Chat Noir a lot. I like the ponytail, I like the outfit. I mean, I'm just saying, if Adrien is able to keep that outfit for the rest of the series, I won't complain. You know how Marinette switches between costumes? It'd be cool if for some reason Chat Noir got to do that too. I'm excited to see where this episode goes. I don't want to waste any more time, so thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys end up enjoying this video, then you can like the video, comment, subscribe. All those things really help me out, and subscribing lets you guys know when I upload next. So let's not waste any more time and get on with this episode. What language is this? It's been a while, I'll be honest. Oh, it's the little baby girl! Oh, yeah. He's mad because why isn't Adrien going? Aww. This is a good team attack, I won't lie. But why isn't Adrien there? He doesn't need her permission, just go.
Vocês salvaram Paris sem ele várias vezes recentemente.
Damn.
Vocês dois brigaram?
He's not.
Qualquer outro. E o mais importante é escolher os melhores super-heróis para cada missão. Com qualquer jeito,
really?
Uma equipe e sempre vamos salvar.
Parceiro como qualquer outro.
That kind of hurts. Come on, you both got your Miraculous at the same time. That's not oh my god. That doesn't look that appetizing, but at the same time I want to try it. Again? Exactly, just jump in. You don't need her permission. I'm so confused. Why doesn't he just go? Well, that's because you were at home. What are you doing?
Morada, my lady.
Não, eu tô bem, mas tenho que recuperar aqueles Miraculous.
She seems a little mad.
Valeu, gatinho, mas esse é o trabalho da guardiã, tá?
Alguns de... Você pode pegar o meu Miraculous quando terminar.
Beleza, então, até mais. Pegar o Miraculous dele.
I mean, Marinette, there's only one meaning to that. Come on.
Que isso? Não se mexe. Eu já volto.
Oh. Sorry.
Eu posso respirar.
Oh my god. Kim. I'm a little confused. But I'll save it for later. Get him, Plague! Get him! Yeah, you know he doesn't want a break. Come on. I just don't know why he doesn't just go. I get why Marinette is you know, we gotta get the right people for the job, but I feel like she should know Adrien a little bit better than that, you know?
Sei que eu preciso de Cat Noir. Então eu vou ter que escolher outro que não seja apaixonado por mim.
Ah, come on. Oh no, not the cheeses. Aww. Yeah, you can't do that.
Razão, eu não posso fazer isso. Se eu souber quem é o Cat Noir e o Shadow Moth me akumatizar,
Exactly.
ele vai saber como achar o Cat Noir e
You
vai capturar
unless you get like
Miraculous.
Su-Han.
Ele vai combinar os dois pra realizar o desejo dele e
Yep.
aí o mundo inteiro.
When does this episode take place? I forgot to check. Oh my god. Oh, that's a sick screenshot right there.
Eu espero que sim.
Oh, that's interesting that Plague is like, I don't want to give up on Adrien. That's pretty sweet. Especially since he's had so many other companions over the years. Come on, I feel like both of them are being kind of that hair.
Já tem uma namorada e
Assim ela ama meu dono.
E
Right?
eu amo a Ladybug.
Mas preciso da sua ajuda.
Oh my god.
Se atrasou pro café.
Adrien, she's like freaking War Machine from the MCU.
Você tá bem?
Oh my gosh. So she's recovering though. She's standing out. That's great. I love that.
Quando é a próxima sessão de fotos?
God,
Tem 3 dias.
that Miraculous messed her up bad though. Did he say that he'll get better because he's an aggressor? Give me a break.
Criação no mesmo lugar. Se o Shadow Moth descobrisse e viesse aqui...
Yes, we remember. Jesus
fez
Christ.
isso, mas não consigo descobrir como recrutar um novo Cat Noir.
Precisa chorar. Nós achamos a solução.
Where is Su-Han?
Que me lembra, não tá apaixonado por você. Não tá nem um pouquinho.
Como pode ter tanta certeza?
Isso...
That's the power that the Kiwamis have. We just know who's in love with who. We're the fandom.
Pura, né? A gente passa muito tempo
Is
junto,
he
então
gonna
eu
go
tenho que
fly
me
back
dar
to
bem com
Adrien
ele.
and be
Ele
like,
tem que ser
hey,
legal, generoso.
Peraí, eu tô falando de um Cat Noir de
Take it
primeira
back.
categoria. Valente, mas calmo e racional também. Muito forte, inteligente, atencioso e confiável.
Não me enganar, Plague.
Sim,
Right?
fala
Where
pra
is this
ela.
going?
Ela pode confiar em mim, não pode?
Tiki. Oh my god, Marinette, get some sleep. God. So now there's just a Miraculous flying around Paris. God, Adrien is so sad. He won't even wear jeans anymore.
Plague? Você veio buscar o seu quê?
Oh yeah, I was about to say, why doesn't he just go through? But he can't. He's holding the Miraculous.
Ah, não. Meu queijo doble favorito, amassado com queijo de cabra fresco.
You eat it, even if it's in the trash. Come on.
Isso só pode ser culpa do seu estado de espírito. Achei um novo portador
Is he
perfeito.
wearing Gabriel
E
Agrest
esse
clothing?
novo portador
I mean, I
é
get you're his
você.
son, but like, come on.
Ué, o que você diz pro seu velho amigo Kwame que você achou que nunca mais veria? Oh, espera com essa trisqueira, o novo Cat Noir. Espera só pra ver como o meu plano é brilhante. Depois
Oh,
de
so this is gonna be
depois de
Adrien.
você
It's still
sabe o que
Adrien, just in
ela
a different
quer.
outfit.
Então, eu e
So
você
there's a
vamos criar
chance
Cat Noir.
that he'll keep it.
Vai ser tão perfeito que ela nunca mais vai deixar de te chamar pra lutar. Se muda, seu traje também muda. Até agora,
Oh,
sempre que
really?
se transformava no Cat Noir, fazia isso sem pensar, era natural. E o que aparecia era esse Cat Noir.
Interesting. That explains why everybody has a different outfit when they put on the same Miraculous. Adrien, no. I mean, you're asking him to change who he is, right? That's a bit like... Oh, look, he's wearing jeans again. You have to be... There we go. He's literally changing who he is. I mean, because like, I guess the Miraculous knows if you're still you.
Em Miau, você não acha, não?
O que eu falei sobre os trocadilhos?
Não é pra
No
fazer
more
nenhum trocadilho
puns.
de gato de forma alguma.
But he's not even being himself. How's that gonna be
Quando está com
fun?
seu pai ou com a Nathalie, então faz igual. Eu garanto
Oh
que
my
a
god, this
Ladybug
reminds
não
me
vai
of
conseguir
Kagami
ficar
when she was
sem
like,
você.
"You're perfect when you're not telling jokes and stuff like that."
Desde agora.
Oh, look at that suit. That
Boa
is
noite, Ladybug. Eu sou o Catwalker.
perfect. And then the ponytail in the back.
Igual.
Ué,
Oh
não
my
vai
god, but
rir,
his
não?
personality is so
Como achar engraçado?
Eu
different
achei um
now.
trocadilho inteligente. O Plague me disse que você era excepcional e ele tinha toda a razão. Mas eu
Is
posso
this
rir.
the consequence for having such a good suit
Você não precisa
being
se
so
importar.
different?
Quantos anos você tem? Tem irmão
Catwalker,
ou irmã? Algum hobby
okay.
específico? Você...
Primeiro eu iria pra um lugar seguro pra poder observar e é isso que você devia fazer.
I like that movement that
O tempo do bate-papo.
that Adrien had for a second. Like it was just so fluid. What's this?
Não, Cat Noir, para, isso é ridículo.
Oh my god, okay, this is cool.
Traumatizado porque se arrepende de ter desistido do Miraculous.
Mas isso...
Okay.
Deixa comigo, isso ele muito bem.
Oh,
Ladybug!
Eu sinto muito, Cat Noir. Eu não percebi como
Is she
você tá
sticking on
sentindo
walls?
tudo isso. Cataclismo no guiso. O Akuma deve estar lá.
Peraí, Ladybug, e se for sentimonstro?
Yeah, it might be. I think it's a senti
Se
monster.
descontrolar e ficar ainda mais perigoso.
I love this villain's design. I don't know. It looks both slick and like, you know, tough at the same time. Oh my god. It's working. It might be a sentient monster.
Magoado e não impedi ele de desistir. Ai, eu sou a pior das guardiãs.
Não tem nada de errado com você. Talvez o antigo Cat Noir fosse mais sensível do que parecia. Mas o que ele sentia por você não devia te forçar a dar mais atenção a ele do que aos outros.
Aw. Oh my god. Jesus. We're learning. We're growing as people. I love it.
Valeu por me deixar assim tão tantã. Ai, o que eu quis dizer?
What was she gonna say? She's kind of getting nervous around him, like how with Adrien, which makes me question some things. She's kind of seeing him as like some kind of Prince Charming now, similar to how she sees Adrien, which reminds me of how Kagami saw Adrien, which was not the best.
Vamos tentar outra coisa.
What is going on?
Eu acho que eu sei o que fazer. Pelo menos é o que eu espero.
Oh god, no! Oh no, okay. She was blushing!
Ele é tão perfeito.
Oh god. Get your head in the game!
E esse é o problema.
A missão é o que importa. Eu não vou fazer mais nada.
There we go. Oh, the stadium. Okay.
Eu preciso de toda a grama que couber nisso aqui, por favor.
Yeah.
Tá legal, gatão. Hora de cuspir a bola de pelo.
Todo o dinheiro que eu guardei pra conseguir comprar o brinquedo do meu gato, tá?
Yeah.
Tudo pra substituir ele, mas esse gato é mau.
Damn it.
E não me
Gabriel, what's wrong with you?
Eu quero o meu gatinho.
Eu também perdi o meu gatinho. E eu tô com saudade
What?
dele. Consertar ele e quando você achar o seu gatinho, vai poder comprar o melhor.
Marinette have a
brinquedo pra
cat? Oh, he's talking about Chat Noir.
Voltar a ser o velho Cat Noir.
Ah, fica tranquilo.
I mean, just,
Seja
yeah,
você
just be
mesmo,
yourself.
vai voltar em 2 pulinhos
I feel like you were
de gato.
forcing that other one so
Isso
much.
quer dizer que o Cat Noir é quem eu sou de verdade? Bem lá no fundo?
Você é os dois. Você é o filho perfeito que tem muito sucesso em tudo que faz, mas também é o Cat Noir que só quer aproveitar a vida e se divertir. Um não
Exactly.
existe sem o outro.
Aww. I'm so glad we needed this episode for Adrien.
Preciso de você não quer dizer que eu nunca precise, Cat Noir. Ninguém nunca vai te substituir.
Rest in peace, fancy Chat Noir suit. I'm gonna miss you. We're gonna get into the breakdown now and dissect it as much as we can, and just, yeah, so we'll go over there right now. Alright, so we're on with the breakdown. So this was definitely an Adrien-centered episode. We got some Marinette as well, but Adrien was definitely the focus of this episode. And basically, this is just the consequence of what's been happening throughout this whole season. This built-up of anxiety and just this feeling of I feel like worthlessness that Adrien has been picking up since probably the Senti Bubbler episode. Ever since that there was a new person on the Miraculous team, Adrien has been feeling a lot less needed, and that's been growing more and more. We've seen it in the Nino episode. We saw that in a couple of other episodes that I can't think of right now. But like, as more people show up in the Miraculous team, Adrien is definitely feeling a lot more left out. I mean, and it all comes down to Kuro Neko. Now, I don't know if this is going to continue in Penultime or the final two-parter, but for now, it seems like things have gotten a bit better, like now that they're actually talking. But there is a few things that we do need to talk about. So the way I'm going to do this, the way I'm structuring this breakdown is, first I'm going to be talking about Adrien's side because this is his episode, so this is the most focus, and then after that I'm going to be talking about Marinette's side because there's some stuff there too that I need to talk about. So yeah, let's not waste any more time and get on with this thing. So for starters, I do want, because I'm still so confused, and this is one of the only things that's like making me like, okay, it kind of feels like they're forcing this sort of conflict. But since when has Adrien needed permission to be a superhero? He doesn't need his Miraculous from Marinette. He can go out and do whatever he wants. So why is he so upset when Ladybug is doing all this hero work? He could just, if he wanted to be there, then he could just be there. And there wasn't anything that said that, oh, Marinette said to stay home, or Ladybug said to stay home, we don't need you right now. So I don't know what's going on with the whole like Adrien staying at home and not being a part of the action. The only time that it made sense was in episode 100 when Adrien needed to speak for his father in some kind of speech thing that was like celebrating his 100th something or other. And during that time, there was this villain attack. So the only thing that Marinette could do was just bring in some other heroes to, you know, replace Chat Noir. And that was the only time that like Marinette was just out there by herself with a couple of like, you know, new heroes, and Adrien had to stay home. And of course that made perfect sense. But here, Adrien is sitting at home and there is a supervillain attack. What is he doing during all this? The RoboCop comes in later and runs past the house. First of all, how come Adrien didn't know there was a supervillain attack beforehand? Was there no like news? Usually the news shows up, or usually the heroes find a way to realize that there is a supervillain attack without needing the other one to call them. There's chaos going on in the city. The heroes like Adrien and Marinette end up finding out about it eventually. But it seems like Adrien didn't even know there was a supervillain attack going on during all this. And when he saw it, he didn't even bother trying to help. And I'm just like, I don't understand why he doesn't go out and help. Like maybe the second time makes sense because maybe he saw all the other heroes and he felt, what's the point? But like the first time, it didn't really make any sense because there was no explanation as to why he didn't just go by himself. He doesn't need any permission. The RoboCop makes a little bit more sense, but at the same time it's still questionable because it's like, why when the supervillain appeared didn't Adrien do anything? Why is he at home? Why isn't he being Chat Noir right now? It doesn't really make much sense. So that's my biggest gripe of this episode, like the feeling of forcing conflict for the sake of conflict. Usually Adrien doesn't need permission to be Chat Noir. So I don't know why this episode is making it seem like, yeah, Marinette Ladybug tells him when he can be Chat Noir and when he can't be. That's not something that usually happens. But yeah, the biggest thing in this episode is the fact that Marinette uses other superheroes now, and it's not just the two Ladybug and Chat Noir. It definitely feels like that this season is definitely shaking up this series, and I do like that a lot. Usually, you know, season 1, season 2, season 3, Chat Noir, Ladybug, they're a duo. But lately we've been seeing things like Reina Rouge taking up a majority of the episode, or it'd be Scarabella and Chat Noir, or, you know, and of course we're also seeing a lot more heroes coming in, like, you know, Marinette's classmates. So we're having definitely a big shakeup in this whole like structure the series usually has, and I definitely do understand Marinette's point of view. I do understand why she would want to selectively pick which hero is perfect for the job. It definitely makes things go quicker, there's less collateral damage, and there's less of a threat that somebody can get hurt.
As the saying goes, many hands make light work. As long as work is assigned to the right people, everything will proceed without a hitch.
So as a leader, Marinette is doing a really good job. But yeah, I can also understand Chat Noir's point of view as like, you know, I'm feeling a lot less I'm not feeling as useful as I used to be, because technically, you know, he's not, and he's just forgetting that, like, you know, Chat Noir is very essential to you know, Ladybug. Like, both of them need each other. So when he does try and get back with Ladybug and see if she needs help with anything, she explodes. He gets so mad that once again he gives up his Miraculous, which, I'll be honest, it's starting to get old. This is probably the third time that Adrien has given up his Miraculous, and it's like, we know he's gonna get it back at the end, and that's what's been going on. It happened in that one episode where he got mad at Ladybug for hiding information about Master Fu. It happened again during the New York special, and now it's happening again in this episode. So like the more he does it, the less of an impact there is. Like I kind of wish that they would stop. Hopefully he never does this again, because it is starting to really get old. I feel like he's doing this at least once a season. So yeah, this was a bit like, okay, come on, calm down, Adrien. But he gives up his Miraculous, and it goes back to Marinette, which we will talk about later. We see him throw away all the things that remind him of Plague and Chat Noir and everything. Even the cheeses, which is like, oof, that's heartbreaking. But you know Plague is gonna eat it anyways. Who cares if it's in the trash? He's gonna eat the cheese anyway. That's not gonna stop him. So something I really was happy to see was Nathalie back on her feet. This whole season she has been put away. She's been in bed rest, recovering from the Miraculous, the broken Miraculous, and seeing her on her feet working again, like I was just like, yes, she's back. Yes, she does need support from these crutches, which I imagine could possibly be from Kagami's mom's company. Looks like she's looking out for Gabriel once again. But still, it's progress, and I like to see that. I like to see time go by. I like to see things keep on moving. And I like how Nathalie's has graduated to being able to walk again. So it's really cool to see her up and at 'em again. Hopefully by the next season, maybe like midway through, or maybe at the beginning of the season, she will be back to 100%. When Nathalie goes to Gabriel to tell him what's wrong with Adrien, because Adrien says he doesn't want to go to school, which if that's coming from Adrien, then you know it's serious. Gabriel just goes like, when's the next photo shoot? It's like, he'll be fine. He's in Agrest. It's weird because some episodes he's like, hey, if you need any help with anything, I'm here to help you. And then there are other episodes where he's like, I don't really care. That's fine. I don't know if this is a fault in the writing, or if like maybe there's some special circumstance. Maybe he's trying to be a dad, because once again, I definitely do begin, and I will talk about this when we get to the end of Adrien's thing. But the whole Senti monster thing, I said it before, but I do believe that Gabriel, the reason why Gabriel has affection towards Adrien is because Adrien reminds him of his mom. So like Adrien is more of a tool, a memento for Gabriel. So he wants to make sure that Adrien is okay, but he is willing to sacrifice him, or he's willing to brush him off if he's busy with work, or if it's either him or Adrien's mom. He will choose Emily 100%, because to him Adrien is just a tool. He's just a Senti monster. He's no replacement for Emily. So I'm wondering if that's the case, or if it is just the writing, because it could be that. Because you can't really have a character that goes one episode he's like, hey, if you need help with anything, I'm here, and the next episode for no reason whatsoever just goes like, he's in Agrest, he'll be fine. Now if he was if it was showing that he was really busy with work, or if he was focusing on the Miraculous or something, and he went like, he'll be fine, then that will make sense. But if he's just doing what he usually does, then with no sign that anything is keeping him really focused or really busy, then I don't really see how that works with the character, because it's like, okay, you're showing me two different characters right now, what's going on? But yeah, that's something that's a little bit but Gabriel, he's not exactly the best dad anyways. So the reason why I was so focused on Adrien's clothing is because I feel like we never see him in other outfits. Like, even when he's modeling, it always looks like he's wearing the same thing. Sometimes we did see him in a tux or something like that. And there are a couple of pictures in Gabriel's office where he's wearing different Gabriel Agrest things. Just like here, he's actually wearing a Gabriel signal. You can see the Gabriel Agrest symbol on his right side, I think, or his left side. His left side. But just as a casual person, he's just wearing what looks like his pajamas. So it's just something so different, like something I just wasn't expecting, because usually, like I said, he's wearing his jeans, he's wearing his collared shirt over his regular shirt, and it's like, okay, that's his usual getup. Meanwhile, we have Marinette, who sometimes we see her in her PJs, sometimes we see her in her outfit. So it's just different to see. But this is how Adrien is just living through his depression hour right now. He's too sad to even get dressed. He's literally playing a video game and just yeah, here we go, knock off Mario over here. So yeah, he's pretty sad right now. giving up on Ladybug. I didn't show it here, but he even deleted her pictures, which is something that he did before. Plagg comes in because he has a plan to basically replace Adrien with Adrien, and so that way, like, Plagg is able to, you know, have his cake and eat it too. He's able to show Marinette that this is a new Chat Noir, while at the same time also getting to keep his owner that he likes. So that's his plan. At first, Adrien is like, Plagg, I don't even know what you want from me right now. But then after that, he fills him in, and Adrien is interested. Something that Plagg says that is very, very interesting, and it makes me wonder, is he says that when your personality changes, your suit changes as well. This definitely explains why, you know, characters will put on the same Miraculous but look completely different. Luca's superhero costume looks different on Adrien. Alia's superhero costume looks different on, Marinette. So it makes perfect sense because they all have different personalities. And it makes me wonder, like, if I go back and I look at everybody's costumes, will I see their personalities through their costumes? Are there maybe some hidden personalities that affect the costume as well? Like, I'm wondering, like, if there is that attention to detail, because sometimes, like, you know, I'm thinking, okay, Rose's costume definitely fits her personality, but does Kagami's costume, does Luca's, does what's her name, did I say Kagami's already? No, Julica's, do their costumes fit their personalities? I'll have to go back and see. Maybe I can make a video out of it. But yeah, that's a pretty interesting thing that I hope this show has put detail in, because like I think of Marinette and I'm like, where's the personality? Like, it's literally just blank. What am I looking at right here? But and the same thing for, well, Chat Noir I could see as a bit more risque because, you know, he's wearing leather, so maybe, like, you know, he's more like what's the word, like, he's more out there, he's not afraid to, like, you know, be himself and stuff like that. But like Ladybug is just like a Ladybug costume, like there's not really much personality in there at all. Same thing for like Alia's Reine Rouge. Like, where's the hidden personality there? So yeah, I'm wondering. I think it's just something that they said because that's the way to change costumes. It also makes me wonder because Marinette wears two costumes. She has one regular costume and then one costume that she wears when she uses her Miraculous Ladybug. So or Lucky Charm, I mean. So I'm wondering, is it possible that Marinette is in between personalities? Like, is she maturing at the moment? So the costume is both, it's like sort of like switching between the two. That's pretty interesting. The only thing that makes me think, okay, no, that's kind of dumb, is the fact that we've seen Marinette's future self and she's wearing the same thing. So either that's a timeline that doesn't exist anymore, or it exists and I'm just talking nonsense. So it's one of those two things, but it's just pretty interesting to know if costumes really are affected by your personality. What does it mean to have two costumes in one? So this is the new Adrien, the new cat superhero. I forgot the name, but we see that he's being more regal. He's being more perfect. More of a model, even more of a model than his usual self. To the point where it's like, look at him, like he looks like a royalty right here. But he definitely is pulling from his more perfect side, which we definitely do get from this episode. You have Ladybug calling him perfect and stuff like that. And, you know, you see also, I'll talk about it later. You know, I'll just talk about it now. I'll talk about it later. But yeah, so Adrien, like, this is the thing that I'm like, how long would this have lasted? Like, Adrien, the whole thing with Chat Noir is that he's able to be himself. He's able to be free. But if he acts like this here at home, and he also acts like this as a superhero, I feel like that would be just too draining for him. Like, you know, Chat Noir, yes, is while spending time with Ladybug is great, the other thing that he loves about being Chat Noir is the fact that he gets to be himself. And, you know, it wouldn't have been possible, I feel like, to be able to hold that up for as long as he wanted, which would have been forever if his plan actually worked. So we get the new superhero named Catwalker, and I am absolutely in love with the design. I know we can't keep it, you know, he has to be Chat Noir, but just something about how regal it looks. Like, I wish it would be possible to see this again. Like, I love the what he's wearing. Like, it just looks so royal, like a royal guard. And then he has the ponytail in the back too. I'm just like, what? The pony's even growing hair. I think it looks so good. It looks really, really good. I think the hair, either maybe it's the lighting, but it looks like the hair is a little bit more darker, like a lot greener a little bit. But yeah, it looks great. Like this costume's such a great idea. The whole thing with costumes is like, of course, I am gonna like the originals. Like, I like Chat Noir's original outfit. I like Ladybug's original outfit. It's simple. Simple works. Simple is iconic. And like, you know, if you don't do too much, then like that's why Spider-Man's costume, his original one, is so iconic, or Superman's or Batman's. It's because they are simple and they just show what they need to. They don't have to show any extra stuff. They just have to show what they need to. And the same thing with Ladybug and Chat Noir's outfits. But at the same time, I do like to see different versions of it, which is why I like to see Ladybug's outfit when she uses her Lucky Charm, and why I like to see Catwalker's outfit as well. I think they're really, really good, and you know, they're once again not too complex either. Like, this is a royal, it has a little bit more stuff on it, but like it looks like a Royal Guards outfit. And that's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to have like belts around it or anything like that. It's just, you know, what it is. And it's still able to keep that iconicness. So if they wanted to keep this look, I probably would be fine. I probably would be fine with it. But yeah, I'm fine with them going back with Chat Noir. Like I said, it's simple, but it works, and it's once again, it is his character. It is who he is. So yeah. But that doesn't mean that I don't, like, it doesn't mean I can't enjoy the new stuff as well. But yeah, we see here that Catwalker is a lot more refined. He's not doing any jokes. He's perfect. He's just basically the perfect companion. And I guess something I do like is that he wasn't cold. Like, he wasn't just like boring. He was still like very suave in a way. He was still nice. But he was just more mature in a way. Which I do like. Even like, you know, Ladybug is not used to that. Even she was like trying to make a joke, and I mean her to make sure that he wouldn't, like, you know, try and make a joke back, or maybe she just missed that Chat Noir dynamic that she had with him, with Adrien. So whatever the case is, like, she was even trying to pull a joke, and he was just like, yeah, I get it, that was a pretty good joke. So yeah, I do like how he's still very nice and very kind. So their interview is cut short because we have a new supervillain, which this is Kuro Neko, and we see that Ladybug immediately thinks that it's Cat Noir because of the bell and the fact that it's a giant cat. And you can see that she's jumping into conclusions. She definitely feels kind of like out of it in this episode. And I think it's because there's been a huge change in her head. Like, in her mind, things are changing. Like, she no longer has her original partner that she had when this whole thing first started. So she's a bit more flustered in this episode. She thinks Cat Noir is the what do you call it? Is the cat. And, you know, she's making little mistakes like, hey, you should use your cataclysm on it. And then luckily Adrien is there. And then Adrien is like, well, shouldn't I not? Because that might be a senti monster. And then she's like, oh man, you're right. And that's that we also see later on that she's like tries to use her Lucky Charm, but she doesn't know where to use it at because she's trying to keep like Catwalker, you know, around. She's trying not to hurt his feelings because she doesn't want the same thing that happened to him, that happened to Chat Noir. She's just all over this place in this episode. And luckily, Adrien really steps up. He's very competent in this episode. He's very like on top of things. Like I said, he realizes that there's a chance that his power might make this Amok go berserk. So he's being careful about that. He also comes up with the plan with the grass because he knows all this stuff about cats. So he's being very, very useful in this episode and very, very mature. So that's something that I'd really like to see. And especially since, you know, like Plague says, Catwalker, Chat Noir, Adrien, they're all him. So him maturing here, hopefully that means that he'll mature when he goes back to Chat Noir. Another thing that I really like that shows his maturity is that he realizes that his mistake that he made in the beginning of the episode, like, he really took what happened with like the other heroes to heart. And like, you know, not even talking about what happened in the previous episodes, but it is clear that he's become more and more sensitive. He's become more and more unsure of himself, and that has led to like him jumping to conclusions. And, you know, he's realized that, you know, he's become very sensitive and he's very unsure, but that doesn't mean that people around him should force themselves to make him feel better, you know? Of course, they can be there for him, but to like completely bend over backwards just to make sure he doesn't go off the rails and doesn't, like, you know, get upset, that's not only just, you know, that not only is that unreasonable, but it's also very toxic. And, you know, speaking from somebody with experience, I'm definitely behind Adrien realizing that. Like, I was Adrien, not for anything like romantic, but for actually, like, you know, for something else. It was something to do with like a job, and I was feeling very insecure because I didn't know if I could do it or not. And so, like, you know, I was taking a lot of things to heart that just wasn't really necessary to take to heart. So just like Adrien, I had to realize, like, all right, come on, like, people aren't here to make me feel better. We're all trying to just get through the day and move on. So I shouldn't be like so emotional about this. And a lot of times, like I said, like, I needed to work on, you know, in my experience and my skills in order to, you know, not feel so insecure. And just like that, Adrien, there is something that he needs to work on too, like not feeling so insecure. Whether that be, you know, being more useful on the battlefield, being more serious, or, you know, more training and stuff like that, just so he doesn't feel useless. Because if you feel useless, there's a chance that, you know, you need to get better yourself. Sometimes that's not the case, but sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you have to look in yourself and realize, okay, I have some growing up to do so I can reach the level that is needed to work with these people. So I'm really glad that Adrien does realize that, and he does realize that, you know, it's not just Ladybugs. There's some stuff that he needs to work on as himself as well. And hopefully the fan base realize that as well. It's not just Ladybug's job to make sure Adrien is okay. It's Adrien's as well. Nobody should have to bend over backwards for you in order to keep you happy, right? Because if you're afraid that your friend is going to be upset with every little movement you make, you know, you're scared that they're going to be like, you know, they're going to blow up. That's when you know that you're in a relationship that just doesn't really work. I'm glad Adrien is learning. I'm glad he's maturing. And I'm glad that when the time came, he realized, all right, I'm obviously not needed for this job. Good luck. I'm here, but I won't, like, you know, interfere. So I think that was really, really good. I really like that. This is definitely, once again, away from the norm, and I love that a lot. And I wonder if in the future we're going to be maybe seeing some episodes like that. You know, maybe an episode where Adrien isn't working. Well, we actually saw it, because remember there was an episode where Ladybug was working with Rana Rouge, and Chat Noir was there, but he was more in the background. But yeah, there might be an episode or two that Adrien isn't as important, and that should be okay. It's just like introducing these new concepts, and I like that a lot, because it's not being the same Adrien, Chat Noir, Ladybug, Marinette working together, fighting the sentient monster, fighting the akumatized victim, and then after that going away. I'm glad it's becoming more than that, and we're going into these characters a lot more. This isn't just like, you know, the action fighting show that it started as. Now we're trying to get into these characters. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I really feel like it worked in this episode, and I really feel like there's a lot that people can learn from Adrien's journey. But yeah. This ends with Catwalker saying that he's going to return the Miraculous, and we also have this as well, but we'll talk about that with Ladybug. But yeah, so he says he's going to return the Miraculous. He obviously that means that he's going to be Chat Noir again, and he questions, who am I? Am I more of the old Adrien? Am I more of the old Chat Noir, or am I the new one? And Plague, in his infinite cheese wisdom, goes, I think he says, you're Chat Noir, you're Adrien, you're Catwalker. Okay, it says you are not Adrien, you are not Chat Noir. I think it means to say you are not just Adrien, you are not just Chat Noir, because then that would make no sense. So I think it's saying that you are not just Adrien, you're not just Chat Noir, and I'm adding a third one. You are not just Catwalker, you are all three together. You are, you can be very useful in a fight. You are, the perfect model kid, and you are also, the goofy, jokes a lot kid as well. So you're all three of those things. That's what makes you Adrien. And it makes me wonder, because Adrien is so set on only being one person, and I guess sometimes Marinette is like that too, but I wonder if this is supposed to be like, further clues to the fact that he's a sentient monster, because sentient monsters, they have a goal. They are, one person, they have a goal, and the whole point is just to reach that goal. For Adrien, it's seemingly being the perfect son. What does that mean though? Is this path is this path I take going to make me the perfect son? Is the Cat Noir path I'm taking gonna lead me to the perfect son, or is the Catwalker going to lead me to a perfect son? And Plagg is saying that you are all three of these things. So like, if he is a sentient monster, he's evolving. Like, I mean, he's already evolved, but he's evolving even more because, like, you know, he's realizing that he doesn't need to take one path like all the other sentient monsters. He can be his own person, and what that means is options. So if he is a sentient monster, then I feel like he's breaking out of that mold, and soon maybe even Gabriel's mind control won't work anymore because he has officially become human in a way. You know, it's similar to, I don't know if anybody watches this, but Ruby, there's a character named Penny Polendina, and she is a robot, and she is, you know, there's the whole like questioning, like, am I considered human, or am I just a tool? Am I just a robot? And she grows to become a real girl, a human. But she can still do that while still being a robot. So similar here, like, he has the body of a sentient monster, but he's also, what's the name? He's also a human. So that's just something that's really interesting, and I hope maybe it is true, because the sentient monster theory is my favorite theory in this whole series, just because of just how much traction it's gotten and just like how interesting it is. But yeah, this was a really good episode for Adrien, and I'm glad that they had this conversation. And at the end was also really good. Like, you know, even though I don't have you all the time, that doesn't mean I don't need you. You're irreplaceable. So that was a really good moment with them, and I'm glad that they had it. Adrien had a really good episode and a really good lesson as well. So now we're going to move on to Marinette's side of the story. So my biggest thing with Marinette is, why does she have to say that Adrien, that Chat Noir is a partner like any other? Because that's not true. Like, I mean, like, I completely agree with what Marinette is doing, you know, choosing the appropriate heroes for the job. But, like, let's recognize that Chat has been there since the beginning. Like, he got his Miraculous at the same time that you did. You're both learning together. So I wouldn't call him a partner like any other. Like, I wouldn't put him in the same category as Kim. Like, maybe it's because she didn't have a lot of time, so she just needed to hurry up and do the interview and then get out, because, you know, her earring and everybody else's transformations, like, she needed to keep moving. So she was just like, he's my partner like any other. And after she rushed out. But I don't know, like, I would have been like, you know, he's still important, but like, he just wasn't needed right now, something like that. But yeah, like I said, I completely agree with what Marinette did. I like the plan of, you know, being more efficient and only picking the heroes that you need. And, you know, it really does also remind me of what Alex said, future Alex said, when she was like, oh yeah, you're the leader of like this superhero team. And like, when she first said that, I thought, oh, it's gonna be like the Justice League. And it is something similar to that. Like, if you remember Justice League at Unlimited, there were so many heroes, and obviously not all of them went at once, but instead the appropriate heroes were picked for the job. So like, you know, that way it was a lot more efficient and everything like that. And it's something very similar here. Like, she's picking, obviously not all of them at once, but instead picking the ones that she needs to. And I think that's like a really, really solid idea, and it's something that I like that Marinette is thinking of. She's no longer just Ladybug. She's no longer just a superhero. She's the Guardian. So she has to be thinking differently now. And now that she has all this, like, this power and all these Miraculous, she wants to use them efficiently, and I like that a lot. Like, you know, if they continue to do the same thing that they did back in season 1, Shadow Moth would never be caught. Like, it'd never be possible. So the fact that she's using other people, like, it's obviously needed. And it seems like Suha is completely fine with it. If you remember in the episode where the 100th episode, Suha is completely fine with Marinette giving the Miraculous to everybody, you know, to who she needs to. I think the thing that would cross the line is if she let them keep the Miraculous, which is something that I also am hoping for. I'm hoping that maybe in the future that she changes the way of the order and she allows her classmates to keep the Miraculous. I feel like if she does, everybody will know who their secret identities. Like, I mean, everybody will know each other's secret identities. Like, they'll walk into class and they'll be like, hey, is that a Miraculous? Hey, is that a Miraculous? Hey, is that a Miraculous? And the secret will basically be out. I think maybe when they're older, like if they ever do a flash forward, like, you know, maybe for the final episode, it'll just show everybody, you know, keeping the Miraculous. They're all over Paris, doing their own thing, like doing their own work, and they just, they have the Miraculous on them. I think that'll be pretty interesting, but I'm talking about like Endgame, like final season, final episode, flash forward, just epilogue sort of stuff. But yeah, it's just something that I want to keep in mind, just in case, because I do think that Marinette is going to want to change the order, is going to want to change some stuff like that has been passed down for eons, like things that just are outdated now. Like, for example, Master Fu's training to become a guardian is outdated and is no longer needed. I'm wondering if there's going to be some more stuff that Marinette does in the future that, like, you know, she takes out those outdated traditions. So yeah, even I thought Marinette was a little bit upset, like at the start here. Obviously now I do think that now she was just like had a lot on her mind, and like it was clear that Adrien wanted to help, but there was really nothing that he could do. Like there was no time to go like, all right, Kim is over here, Kagami's over here. Like there was no time for that. So she was basically saying like, no, I don't need help, and she explained why as well, but Chat kept on pushing, which is something that he does, and finally she exploded. I know a lot of people are like upset because Marinette is like being mean to Chat Noir, throwing him in the trash and stuff like that, and maybe that is extra. That's probably just the cartoon doing its thing, like it's just trying to be cartoony, which is hard to do when you actually have serious topics that you want to introduce and you want these characters to be more human, so it is kind of hard to do that while at the same time being still being cartoony. But I do also understand Marinette's point of view of being frustrated with Adrien, because he pushes and pushes and pushes, and even though you clearly say to stop, he will continue to push. So I think this explosion was very warranted. But yeah, nonetheless, he goes like, I'm gonna give up my Miraculous, and Marinette is like, give up my Miraculous? I wonder what that means. And then after that, she's like, oh, wait a minute. And this is just the funniest part of this episode to me. Like, Kim is just like, wait, what? Ah, no, help me. Like, I like that a lot. It was just so funny. And something that just, like, you know, shows just how overwhelmed she is. Like, she's still a guardian. She has so much on her plate. It's just, look at this. Like, all these people are like, she's trying to have a moment, and all these people are like, what do I do? Like, I'm gonna de-transform. You want me to feed my Kiwami? What's going on? And she's just like, I just lost my partner for the 3rd time. Give me a second. But yeah, look, she is overwhelmed. She has a lot to do. Like, I hope season 5 lets her have a system where she's a lot more, you know, focused. This whole season, we're near the end of this episode. This whole season, she's just been like, so like, it's very, very clear. Hopefully season 5, she comes up with a system or something, so she can be, which maybe the system is asking for more help. Maybe she needs to reveal herself to Chat Noir so, you know, he can help out a lot more, because he is not able to do anything. So yeah, Plague like digs into her and goes like, this is all because you left him behind. And she's just like, I thought I thought he'd be fine with a break. And I'm like, really? Like, you know, Chat Noir, you know he doesn't want a break. He loves doing being a superhero. So like, I feel like she's been so disconnected from Chat Noir that she's kind of forgetting who Chat Noir is at this point. This whole thing is a mess. Like, this whole thing with like Chat Noir and like jealousy and being disconnected is just so much. And I'll be honest, like, I'm a little bit overwhelmed with like following that storyline because of not only the breaks that we have to go through, the month or 2-month breaks that we go through, but also the fact that all these episodes are so out of order. Like, it's so out of order. Like, I need to watch these things in order when they all come out, and I also need to watch them in one dub. I can't go from Spanish to Russian to German to French to I don't even know what, Turkish. Like, I need it to be just like, you know, one language, and I need to be able to watch it all in the right order and without like such a big break, because it's so hard to keep up. And this is such a delicate storyline that like it needs the proper release. You know, it needs to be in one language. It needs to be it needs to be in order, at least. This is why I'm hoping, I know it's probably not going to be what happens, but I'm hoping that in season 5 they're able to just wait until the season is done and then just release it. Like, that's what I'm hoping for. Like, please. I've never had a TV show like this that just releases whatever episode is out ready. Like, I've never heard that before. And like I said, this is such a delicate storyline that it needs that sort of that clearness. Because I don't know if Marinette is disconnected from Adrien. It's hard to. It feels like that, definitely. And yet there are episodes to prove that, but like it's just so weird and hard to focus on it. So she believes that the problem is that Chat Noir is in love with her, and that the only thing that she can do is basically pick somebody that isn't in love with her. So she thinks it's time to get a new Chat Noir. And like that's a very big shock. And also, I just want to note that like all of these Kawamis are very much in the background in this episode. Usually they have something to say, but they are all definitely in the background. And I kind of wish that they had them just doing their own thing in the background rather than just having them all surround Marinette and not say a word. But that's just a small nitpick. So yeah, she says that at first she was going to pick the Chat Noir herself, but then she realizes that, oh no, if I do that, then I'll realize who the supervillain, I'll realize who the Chat Noir is, and that's dangerous. Because if you remember, she told Luca that, you know, she can't know Chat Noir's secret identity, because then if she gets akumatized, then, you know, it's basically game over because she knows who it is. And they gave us this sick screenshot. Like, I love this a lot. The purple, the swirl, it's just a really cool look for Shadowmoth. Side note, while Gabriel is definitely in this episode and Shadowmoth is too, they are definitely given like very, very few, not as much screen time as usual. We didn't even get like a pun at the end of this episode. We didn't even get a pun. Nor did we get to see this kid actually get her amok. So this was definitely a significantly less Gabriel episode. Just something to note. So, by the way, while Adrien is getting his night's sleep, Miraculous Marinette is still up and at him, trying to figure out how to pick a new Chat Noir, and she looks dead tired. I like it when shows, especially animated shows, show like their characters' hair all messed up and tired looking. I think it's really cool. Another example of this is Mikasa from Attack on Titan. I thought that was really cool as well. Not cool, but just it looked nice. This is when Plague comes up with the plan to lie to Marinette. Tiki comes up with the most guilty looking face I've ever seen, but they're able to get away with it. And then after that, Plague goes off to give the Miraculous to Adrien. So here we see that Marinette definitely wants to start off strict. Like, she doesn't want to have the same fun relationship that she had with Chat Noir, because she's afraid that he's gonna fall in love with her because of that. But like I said, you saw Marinette very frazzled in this episode. She's trying to include Catwalker, and like while at the same time thinking about Chat Noir, and she thinks that Chat Noir is the amok, and she's just making mistakes after mistakes. Like I said, luckily Adrien is able to you know, balance the two of them out. And that's what I'm saying, like a Ladybug needs a Cat Noir, and when Ladybug is acting all messed up, Cat Noir is there to set her straight. Same thing with Cat Noir. When Cat Noir is messed up, Ladybug is there to set him straight. That's why I definitely think that it's not just a partner like any other. These two, like, you know, they're essential. It's literally balance. Like, it's literally balance. So yeah, I thought this fight was okay. I like the design for the Senti monster, definitely. But like, something that I just definitely noticed is the fact that, like, season 1 just had so many cool action scenes, so many good one-shots. Like, you actually got to see the characters move around and dodge stuff. Here, it's not like that anymore. Like, a lot of like cuts, a lot of like screenshots, a lot of switching the background to like ladybugs and like this as well, like these colors. Like, it's definitely not the same like it used to be. I wish there was a studio that would replace I don't even remember their names anymore, but like, you know the studio that I'm talking about. I wish there was a studio that replaced that like 5-star studio that we got in season 1, because that studio is apparently working on that Ghost series that Zag has, which, Jesus, I mean, I don't know how you can just be like, yeah, we'll just leave Ladybug and work on something else. Like, really? Whatever. The point is, I wish that we got like a new studio that was just as good or even better. But yeah, I mean, that was basically it with Marinette as well. Like I said, everything else is what I talked about before. Marinette trying to include Catwalker. Catwalker realizing that, like, oh, so this look kind of makes me wonder, because we know that Marinette is into the whole model boy like look like that Adrien has. And then we see her here, like, you know, falling for the royal sort of high class you know, feeling that Catwalker has. So it definitely feels like she has a type, like this whole like high society sort of type. We've seen her actually date Adrien when she knew that he was Cat Noir. So like she at the end of the day will be fine with Adrien, like his whole self. But it's just something to note that like she's sort of like kind of falling for Catwalker a little bit because he's like so perfect. And it just reminds me of Kagami when Kagami was like, I like you when you're perfect. That's basically what she said. Like, I like you when you're perfect. And like it just sort of like, and I wasn't really feeling it when she said that then. And like if that's how Marinette feels as well, I won't really be happy with that either. But at the same time, we've seen her date Adrien when she knows that he's Cat Noir, so I can't really be like, oh yeah, she would hate him if she found out that he was Cat Noir, just like jokester, goofball that just does whatever he wants. This episode ends with oh yeah, I also like real quick this little moment that Marinette had with this little girl. Definitely just reminds me of stuff like, you know, classic superheroes, Spider-Man, Batman, stuff like that, when they're talking to like kids and they're being like a lot more nicer and like just being more uplifting and being a hero. Just nice to see something like that here. Also, I really like the braids that the little kid has, the red and green. It looks really nice, and also the hoodie looks really cute as well. But yeah, this episode was really nice. I really enjoyed it. We're getting close to the end. And like I said, I'm wondering if this is the end of the whole Cat Noir, Adrien, who am I? I'm feeling really sad storyline, or if it's going to carry on in the finale as well. But yeah, this was this episode. I really enjoyed it, honestly. I like what they did with Adrien. I thought that this was a good lesson for him. I wonder if his whole thing is over, his whole sad boy story arc is over, or whether or not it will be carried on to the finale. Because we still have to deal with the fact that Adrien and, I mean, Cat Noir and Ladybug are kind of separated in this season. I wonder if they're going to really get into why Ladybug feels like she's being sort of distant from him. I'm wondering if it maybe has something to do with Chat Noir, like maybe she's low-key afraid of him. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. This episode was really good, really enjoyed it. It's similar to the ice cream episode. The supervillain was definitely in the background, but we definitely got to focus more on the characters, which I really like a lot. So yeah, I'll see you guys for the next episode, which is Psycho Comedian. That episode has been out and I have to watch it, which I hopefully I'll get it to soon. I'll be able to post that thing soon as well, but look out for that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, all those things really help me out. Sharing as well, like share with any Miraculous fans that you guys know of, and hopefully they will share with Miraculous fans that they know. Just once again helps the channel. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, bye.